As the battle with ISIS rages on, the U.S. and its allies are launching airstrikes. Nearly fighters are months into their battle to defend the key border city of Kobani from the terrorist army. So what's next? Jonathan Gilliam is a former FBI special agent, former Navy SEAL, and federal air marshal. Good to have you on.
Happy New Year,
Happy New Year. I want to start here just in terms of progress. Where do we stand? Did the U.S. completely understand the capabilities of ISIS and thus wage the proper war?
Absolutely not. And I think, a good example of the way these things are being fought was that incredible report with Catherine just now. The Kurds and these individuals are recruiting people. They're just recruiting people. They're not looking at the tactics that these people may have. And the way we're fighting the war from our perspective is we're throwing things at the battle in a political manner, and that's not much better. We're not looking at specific tactics that are going to win the war. We're looking at things that we can do to prolong it or push it back, and there's even been speculation to push it back to 2016, where another president, another administration could be able to handle it, and that's just completely ineffective. Completely
ineffective, you're saying, Jonathan. And what about the plans to train Syrian soldiers to join the fight against ISIS?
Well, the problem when you train people from a specific area over in the Middle East, those people know their village, they know their area very, very well, but you can't train them to fight a regional war. That's where the mix between unconventional warfare and a conventional battle tactic comes in. We're going to have to eventually send, if we want to stop this, large amounts of people over there to push this back to a manageable number. That's the only way.
I'm sorry, you said large amounts of what?
Of boots on the ground. We're going to have to send people over, military forces over, so that they can actually push this Islamic jihad back to manageable numbers. That's one of the biggest problems that we have, is that we're fighting battles. We're not fighting a war.
Another issue is now the U.S. military will once again have to train the Iraqi military, and that puts us back at square one, so to speak, in that instance. And then you talk about the need for more boots on the ground, and you did address, Jonathan, the political aspect of this. As we all know, that President Obama promised that he would get boots off the ground and get them back home. So how does the president, deliver that without having those boots on the ground? And I think that American people were at one time against having boots on the ground, but when they continue to hear people like you, high-level experts at this matter, people are more, I believe, open to seeing more boots on the ground.
Well, Arthel, when the president came on board, one of the first things he promised was closing down Gitmo. And as you can see now, pushing, just closing something down for political reasons actually puts people back on the battlefield that shouldn't be there. And it's the same thing when you fight a war. You cannot fight a war based on political reasons. You have to look at the enemy. This enemy has been going since 600 AD. And it's not going away. I mean, this is a fight that is going to continue to surge forward till we look at it, fight them in an unconventional manner, and get ready to put boots on the ground in order to push them back, just like we did in Kuwait. When we actually fought that part, we actually really did a great job of putting the right forces over there to stop it.
Is it different at all, though, from Kuwait? I mean, these guys in ISIS, they seem to be just brutal and ruthless. Is it a different kind of guerrilla warfare that the boots on the ground would be facing this time, though?
It's absolutely different in the fact that it's unconventional war. However, you have to face this. The real benefit to us is the fact that ISIS is doing the same thing that the Kurds are doing, and that they're just trying to get massive amounts of people on board. But where I think we can make a real difference in this fight before we even put boots on the ground is we have to realize that while we go out and bomb strategic or tactical locations, the strategic outlook for ISIS is recruitment, and we're losing in that battle. They're recruiting faster than we can stop them.
How do we stop them?
Well, we have to target it not only on the battlefield, but on the internet. We have to go out and figure out the ways that they're recruiting, and we have to stop that. We have to forward think it. But here's the biggest thing. The Muslim population inside the United States, inside Europe, inside Australia, all these different areas where these people are coming from, the Muslim community has to police their own. We can't do it.
Jonathan Gilliam, thank you so much.
Have a good day.